May the 1st, 2004, the European Union is enlarged to include 10 new members. For the first time in its history, its frontiers border on Ukraine. In July 2004, the first meeting of YES in Yalta opens the debate on Ukraine joining the European Union in the future.
Oh, yes!
The Orange Revolution of November 2004 reinforces and excites Ukraine's European aspirations. 2005 brings disillusionment for both the European and the Ukrainian sides. However, it starts well. On January the 13th, the European Parliament votes to create closer ties with Ukraine, with a view to possible accession. But with the French no vote on the constitutional treaty followed by the Dutch no, Europe seems closed for business. Meanwhile, in Ukraine, the party turns sour with an economic slowdown, a political crisis, and the ousting of Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko in September.
Hey, baby.
Yuri Yekanurov steps up to the plate. In 2005, torn between hope and disappointment, YES successfully campaigns for Ukraine's accession to the EU at its annual meeting in Yalta, and during a meeting arranged with José Manuel Barroso.
Oh, yes!
On January the 2nd, 2006, failing to make a satisfactory commercial deal, Gazprom decides to turn off the tap to Ukraine, causing reductions in supply to Europe of 20 to 30%. European leaders then calculate their dependence on Russian gas. An agreement is finally concluded on a sale price to Ukraine that is close to the market price, but lower than that paid by European countries.
Exporters know that.
Meanwhile, Ukraine marches deeper into political crisis. After the March parliamentary elections, it takes 4 months to form a new government. Viktor Yanukovych comes back as Prime Minister.
Welcome aboard.
On its side, the European Union is working hard to regain momentum. Negotiations over Turkey's accession are partially suspended. In April, the International Conference in Berlin, the Yalta annual meeting in July, with former Polish President Aleksander Kwaśniewski taking part. Meetings between YES and Benita Ferrero-Waldner in May, Yushchenko in October and Olli Rehn in November. And the publication of its Agenda 2020 for Ukraine's accession to the European Union. YES's actions contribute to reinforcing the Ukraine-European Union dialogue.
Oh, yes!
In 2007, Romania and Bulgaria take wing for the EU. The Schengen area is enlarged to include Poland and now borders on Ukraine. Frontier controls when entering the European Union tighten up. Throughout the year, Ukraine continues negotiations intended to lead to a new, enhanced agreement. In the spring of 2007, Poland and Ukraine are nominated organisers of the Euro 2012 Soccer Championships. But inside the country, the political party is getting rowdy. In the spring, President Yushchenko decides to dissolve parliament and orders new legislative elections. At the end of the year, Yulia Tymoshenko becomes Prime Minister once again.
Get the very best for me!
For YES, 2007 is the crowning year. Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko, former German Chancellor Gerhard Schröder, and former American President Bill Clinton attend the Yalta annual meeting. The last visit by an American president to Yalta dates back to Roosevelt in 1945, in the same Livadia Palace where the Yalta agreements were signed.
Oh, yes!
2008, as the EU attempts to ratify the Treaty of Lisbon, the Irish no vote scratches out their hopes. The pursuit of deepening and enlarging the Union is once again thrown into chaos. On its side, Ukraine has joined the World Trade Organization and is negotiating to create a deep free trade area with the European Union.
Perhaps the future is this.
As the President and Prime Minister go at each other's throats, inflation has reached 30%.
Sorry.
Following the defection of two members, the Orange Coalition lost its parliamentary majority. Rumours are buzzing over the future of the government. In this climate of uncertainty, YES is stepping up its efforts and invites Ukrainian, European and world leaders to support Ukraine's European future and the reunification of the continent at Yalta.
Oh, yes!